That's what I like. I like to see more thumb ups than I see views, man. Appreciate that. Y'all know what I'm doing. I'm sharing the live right now. Live now. Like, share, subscribe. Next, let's see. I'm going to Christian Singles, 12 a.m. Lions Den. Now I got to share one more place. Messages. Live now. Like, share, and subscribe. New York. Fan. And TV. Boom. All right, now let me put the number in the chat. Let's put the phone number in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put the phone number in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Phone lines is open from the gate. So let me put the Taz link up in there first. Boom. Oh, fuck that up. Taz link. Pay your tithes. And if you got a question or comment, you want to call in. I'm going to try to unblock that retarded dude's number. How do you see your block list? Do you see, can you, let me see. Let me see, can you see your block? Yeah, block numbers, I'll say. So I'm going to unblock 774. He's like a retarded dude, but I'm going to unblock his number. I'm going to give him another shot, see if he got common sense. 1 John 4:22. What about first Christian boy? Is that a question you got, Captain? You seen the black lady in Pakistan going? Nah, I didn't see that. Malak, send that to me. Send me that video. I tell you, I'm going to tell you something, man. Y'all see I put in that title, the white woman is the original 304? That white woman, like, I feel bad when I talk about Kanye. Malak, I do want you to send me that video. Yeah, if you got it. Yeah, let me see that video. Like, Kanye West, a 304 is a hoe. Oh, so y'all don't know what 304, I be forgetting. See, I come from the pager era. I'm a little older. So back when we used to have pages, that's like, you know how, you LOL, you LLS, you SMH, and stuff like that. Well, back in the pager era, when you wanted to send certain codes, like even the code 69, the 69 code comes from the beeper era. So when you wanted to call a woman a hoe through a beeper, you would text the number, call the number you're gonna beep, and you would put 304. And 304 is HOE. So that's where you sent me like 5 videos. Let me see. So 304 is a hoe. And the white woman is definitely the 304. Facts. You sent it to my Instagram, to Malak. Did you send it to my Instagram or my Facebook? You just gotta tell me where you sent it, so I'll go look for it. Cause I'm looking at my primary, my general. I believe we follow each other. So why my shit ain't moving? So when we talk about the white woman being the original 304, that's exactly what she is. And Kanye's wife proved it. Kanye, I'm gonna tell you one of the things I wanted to ask Kanye. You say you sent it to me. You got to give me your name or send me another message, because I'm not, unless you got a different name on Instagram, I'm not seeing it. One of the questions I wanted to ask Kanye when I interviewed him was like, did his obsession with porn influence him being addicted to white women? Not gonna lie, like 304 is cap. I know, and that's why you probably got STDs and shit like that. Like Kanye West, I guarantee a lot, like porn, a lot of black men's obsession with white women come from. Oh, okay, I got you. I would never think that was you, Malak. I would never think that was you. Let me see something. Let me see if I listen to this real. I'm gonna listen to this real fast. Wait, where the fuck you go? You said, what this say? Let me see. Hold on. Why it ain't playing? Let me see.
Where is your family now? It's private. I'm Muslim and it's against my religion.
Okay, so I'm gonna listen to it and then see where it goes from there. But I think a lot of porn plays a part in black man's obsession with white women, because the porn y'all be watching be turning y'all out. You look at Kanye West when he married Kim Kardashian. Who knows why Kanye West got with Kim Kardashian? Y'all let me know. Somebody let me in the chat. Somebody in the chat, let me know, why did Kanye get with Kim Kardashian? No, not that she did it all. Not clout. Nope. Ray J, you close. Whoever said Ray J, you close. Okay, y'all, okay. Because D-Ray is right on it, Malak. Because he saw her on a sex tape. Because of porn is why he got with her. He didn't pick this woman because he thought she was a good mom, good with money, could be a good woman. He picked her solely because she was a porn star. That's what she picked him. And that played right into what Kim Kardashian. This is why I say, like, when we talk about them white women and them heathens, this is why we say they hoes. Because she did, and think about this. She did the sex tape to be famous. Because she already had money, which is like this, like money in this, especially in this day and age, it's not enough to have money. She already had money, but she was not famous. And that shows you how talentless she was, because she wasn't talented for anything other than blowing Ray J's rod and having sex with Ray J on a sex tape. That's it. Kanye saw that. Keisha, you calling the wrong phone number. Kanye married her, and that's how they got. And then what happens after he leaves her? He don't even learn the lesson. Did I pin the number to the top? Let's see. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Keisha from Atlanta.
You got a
But
question?
I want to go as Tinsley because I don't want my slave to realize I'm open and woke.
Okay, no sweat. That's fine.
Okay.
You got a question or comment?
Yes, I have a few. So first I want to give all praises to the Most High God. And also I wanted to tell you, Cap, that you were right. Okay, so I don't know if you remember because you speak to a lot of lost souls and I'm one of them. And I was telling you I watched you and Gathering of Christ. So this Saturday, correct, because I've been doing Bible study with
One second, sis. The number to call in is pinned to the top. It's 862-224-9027. Go ahead, sis.
sorry if I'm sounding anxious. I'm on a
No,
lot
no,
of
no, no.
coffee and no
No.
food.
No, you sound just fine. Go ahead.
So why the elder? And he broke my heart because I love both of y'all.
You
I
talk about
love
the
both of
elder.
y'all.
You talk about the elder in GOCC.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I knew of him before I met you through Tommy's show.
Right.
So loyalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
He
Hold on
said that's
one
how.
second. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Eternal Soul.
All right,
Calling from
All right, hold on. Okay, so the elder was doing what on Saturday?
Sabbath learning. And
Mm-hmm.
he mentioned that there was no people prior to Adam and Eve, and I could clearly read. And plus, what made it so awesome is that the Monday courses in Atlanta, with your camp school, taught me that there were. I never noticed before chapter 2. It was people, beasts created in our kind. So I knew he was saying incorrect information. So it broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say you were right when I first called you. You were like, be mindful of other camps, and I didn't have the ear at that point to hear because there was so many things that they taught me that I
Mm-hmm.
was not knowledgeable prior to you. But going to I see the camp on Atlanta version virtually. It's taught me so much more. So I was able to decipher and realize I don't know where he's getting his information from, but I know that's not true. I did write into the church. Hopefully they respond. It just usually takes a
You right
while. They're
into what
not
church?
GOCC to ask why he said that when I could clearly see in chapter 1 people was created prior. I want
Okay,
to
so
understand
if
why
it's not
he's
a
saying
class, you
that.
got to be careful. So you got to be careful of the spirit that you have with that, right? Now I hate GOCC, but if you're going to be in order, you got to ask that either in a classroom environment or once you get the question answered. The reason why is because they don't know the Bible. They don't even say God's name correctly. They call him Ahaya. They don't say
Yes.
Christ's name correctly. So if they don't have the name of the Most High correctly, for sure they're not going to understand the scriptures. They believe God loves everybody and white people could be saved. And you trying to ask them why they don't understand this. They don't understand the Bible, period, at all.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
the direct answer. You're not going to get a response. And I doubt you get a response. But, I mean, it's good that you learn the differences. Um, some have the truth and some don't. So it's good that you saw the difference. I pray you stay in class. And for anybody, I would tell anybody not to listen to everybody. I would tell anybody to listen to one. You can't have multiple heads. You got one head. My head is the Most High. My head is Christ, and my head is ISUBK, starting with Commander General Hunter down. You're not gonna hear me say my head is ISUBK and this other place. I don't do that, and that be the problem with some men and women. You think you can learn everywhere, and the problem with that is when you learn information from one place, it could be any subject. When you learn information one place and you solid and you believe that that's what it is, and then you go somewhere else and um and then you go somewhere else and learn something contrary to what you learned at the first place, now you're the one just picking and choosing. And if all you're gonna do is just pick and choose and never make a choice, um, you'll be lost forever. When it's
No,
better to
yeah, I
just
don't
sit,
want
it's
to be
better to
late.
just yeah, it's better to just sit somewhere and just learn.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Can I ask you one question about
Yep.
the debate you had with
You can ask whatever question you
Shanetta
got.
was hosting?
Yeah,
Thank
whatever
you, sir.
question you got.
Okay. I forgot the guy's name, but you had mentioned Eve was Adam's, I want to say you said cousin, auntie, something like that instead of his wife. I forgot the
I said
verbatim, so
Eve
now I
was
feel so.
Adam's. I said Eve was of Adam's tribe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eve. That's when it says close up the flesh thereof. Eve was a family member. It wouldn't have been an aunt because aunt is unlawful. So more than likely it was a cousin. Shout out to James Futrell for the super chat donation. So more than
What you
likely,
mean cousin? Like a real, like blood, like the
yeah,
cousin
like
I
cousin.
know of
Yeah, like a,
today?
cousins are not unlawful. You don't have to sleep with your cousin today because the tribes are bigger. But when the tribes were being first created, like Jacob, Leah, and Rachel were Jacob's cousins. He went right to his uncle and married his cousin.
Okay. All right. Understood. And the last question is in Genesis 1, when they were talking beast of my kind, is it safe to assume, well, can you please
When you say
confirm?
beast of my kind, what are you talking about?
In Genesis 1, he mentioned there were other, this is what I learned on Monday class in Atlanta, that how there were beast form, and then he mentioned another form of beast, but it was outside of animal beast. It was
Where's
humans.
that?
That's
Who
considered.
told you that?
In the Monday night sessions at 7 for ICU at 7 p.m. on Atlanta. Hold on, let me grab my 1611 because he was right. Like I was reading with him, and I never
Do you know
noticed
the
that.
name of the brother that told you that?
No, I don't know all of their names right now, but I could always send you the clip because we save everything.
You could just send that. You can just send that to me.
Okay. So but I could go to the Bible app too. I'm sorry, I'm
You
all
talk
over the
about
place.
Matthew 1:25 when it says, "And God made the
No,
beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle
no,
after his."
sir.
What are you talking? That's the
It
only.
is Genesis 1 and hold on. Genesis 1 and 26. The beast part is not I know I'm in my Bible app, so it's quicker for me to get there than when I was reading the 1611.
Right. But the word kind is not in Genesis 1 and 26. That's why I asked you that.
Okay.
The image is in Genesis 1 and 26.
I apologize. I'm using my own terminology. I'm now in. Okay, so my question is but I apologize. I'm using my own words. I'm probably not saying it verbatim of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is the people that he made before Adam, is it safe to assume those are other nations outside the
When you
nations?
say before Adam, he didn't create Adam. Adam was already alive. So mankind, period, was created on the 6th day. That's when mankind was created.
Okay.
Adam was already alive. When it says he brought him, he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, it's talking about the law. That's what gave him life. That's what gives us all life. But we're living, we just don't have the life, which is the instructions of God to live. That's the difference.
So what's the difference from 1 and then chapter 2:7 says, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils
Keep reading.
the breath of life,
right.
and man
So
became a living soul."
Sis, I just said that breath of life. I say he was already alive. When he got the breath of life, that's when he got the laws or instructions from God how to live. And
okay, sorry.
No problem. And that's how we all are. We all are dead until we get the breath of life, or AKA the laws of the Most High, and then we're able to live. That's all of us. You understand what I'm saying? So when it says of the dust of the ground, when it says in the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground,
yes,
dust is right above dirt. So like if you walk in the field of dirt, you'll kick up dust. And the dust isn't high, the dust is low. It's right above the dirt. So the dust is synonymous with being in a low state. So if you go to Isaiah 52:1, for example. Let me know
you might have to just tell me. I'm not good with the
Isaiah, I
actual
wonder
real
why I
Bible.
can't get nobody else's calls. When you go to Isaiah 52:1, it says, "Awake, awake, put on the strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city, for henceforth there shall no more come unto thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down." So the reason why it's saying shake thyself from the dust is so that you can come out of your low state and get into your right state. That's why that's like that.
Understood. Okay, thank you for your moments right now. I appreciate
No problem. No problem at all.
Have a good day.
You too. Hey, 973-530.
Yes, hello?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I need to restart my phone real fast because other calls are not coming in. When it restarts, I'm going to call you back. It take like 4 minutes.
Okay.
All right, no sweat. All right. All right, so while I restart my phone, because I don't know why the other callers wasn't coming in. I didn't know what that was about, so I'm just restarting my phone. I know, Emilion, I got you. I'm restarting my phone now because it must be my phone. So while I wait for my phone to restart, what I was talking about was Kanye West married that woman because she was a whore. And then the horrible thing about it is he had the 2 kids with her. I believe he got 2 kids with her. And he's a good dad for all intents and purposes. I don't know of him being a bad dad. But the next wife he gets, did y'all see her at the Grammys? And what I'm trying to understand, she's at the Grammys.
Having the information on 170.
And when I say she's at the Grammys naked. She's at the Grammys full out naked. They put it on the internet. I want to show. I'm gonna show y'all on the internet. Wait, I promised I'd give the brother a call back. I'm gonna see if I can see this on the internet. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show y'all. This is the most shameful thing I think I ever seen, and I just don't understand. And also, did y'all see Will and Jada Pinkett's children? Those are some bad parents. You can say what you want. I do not believe that those are good parents. Will Smith's son came to the Grammys with a house on his head. Real Israelites see color. Oh, is that Gia? Is Gia the girl that was last week talking her trash? Because I might ban her off my channel. So Will Smith's son came to the Grammys with a house on his head, and then the daughter came in her panties. I meant to put that in the damn thing. Hold up, before I call a brother back, let me see if I can find this thing with Kanye West's hoe ass wife. Kanye West got a hoe for a wife. I'm sorry. You can say what you want, you can feel what you want. He got a hoe for a wife, and that's just facts. Let me see if I can find. Watch now. I'm gonna show y'all. Watch this right here. Watch this. I want y'all to look at this. Look at this. Can y'all see that? Watch it. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Watch her. Watch her. Watch when she take it off. Now, when she take it off, whole ass is out. Whole ass. Now, watch she turn around, whole breast is out. That's how Kanye West. Now, this wasn't at no Kanye West only event. This was at the Grammys. The Grammys let a whole white woman come as a hoe. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna call this brother back. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you, Gia. I'm gonna tell you. So Gia's someone that was trolling last week, right? And I like trolls. Trolls is all right. But then there comes a time when I'm teaching, right, or talking. So Gia, I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. You got about, it is 10:17. No, 11:17, right? Or is it 10:17, right? I want you got 5 minutes. I'm gonna type in the chat. Gia has 10 minutes to call and ask her questions, or you'll be removed. You'll be removed. That's Gia. Now let me call a brother back. And I just got the phone. And the other brothers that called, the phone line, Emilion and the other brothers that called, the phone lines is open. Y'all should be able to call with no problem. All right?
Yes, hello.
Hey, what's going on, brother? You had a question or comment?
I just had a comment, and I just was going to find this situation.
All right, caller, hold on.
Years old, man. It's like, and I don't know, like.
Wait, hold on. Before you say that, when Gia said, I don't care about being removed, I'm a real Hebrew, I'll just go to a different life, you aren't that important. I'm not that important, but she stays in my chat chasing me. She either want to holler at me, or there's another Israelite she got a mind on. She looked like a heathen. So when I remove her, it shouldn't be a problem at all. So go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying about Kanye, and you know, how, like, you know, his wife's a whore and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna. I think a lot of us won't admit it. I think we love the whores, man. Like,
we do.
You know, I don't I don't think we like being settled down with just one woman because it gets boring. You know, like maybe what if that's for when we older? You know, what if we're supposed to have our
What
fun
if
now?
what's for when we older?
The whole settling down thing. I don't see any successful relationships around me. I don't.
You got
You know,
children?
well, one
A boy or girl?
boy.
Okay. If should daughters be slutted out?
I'm not saying daughters got to be slutted out. I'm not saying
That
that.
is what you're saying.
Okay, let me rephrase. I'm not saying we love the whores but like I mean we love sex.
So
You
I'm
know
gonna
we
ask
love
again. So you like daughters being slutted out?
that. Okay, I get what you're saying. I mean they like being but they like being slutted out too. I come
Nah,
across
they
girls.
don't. No, they don't. Let me tell you something. Let me give you the biggest secret you may not know. The only reason women are whores is because they know we love whores. We control whether a woman is a whore or not. Men control that.
How
Men.
do we control that?
Okay, look at the music. Look at how we raise women. If you think about today's society, we are raising whores. Even the subject that I'm talking about. Kanye West got his whole wife out there showing her titties and ass, but he wants you to think that that's his wife. She for everybody. There's no value on that. When brothers go out here in the streets, you look at the music that's being displayed. Is that music about a woman saving herself and doing it right, or is that music about her giving it up on the first night?
Is giving it up on the first night.
Right. When we outside in the street, in the hood and shit. Where you from?
Me, I'm from North.
So in Newark, is it about keeping that woman and making her right, or is it about fucking her and so you can go fuck the next person?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so listen, our women will stop being whores when we stop loving whores. That's why, like when you first heard me talk about it, like that porn industry, that influences a lot of the whore shit that we about.
My thing is, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I've had sexual contact, I was 9 years old. I didn't even watch porn yet, and I already knew from that point. After that, I'm like, Dad.
How did you said you already had sexual contact at 9?
Yeah, like my first
from
time.
Who? From who?
A girl, like a girl. She was 10.
How old was the girl?
She was 10.
And y'all just decided to just play with each other?
Oh no, we did more. We did more. We was having sex. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
no. What I'm saying is, before y'all got to that point, so you saying you're a 10-year-old girl, you're a 9-year-old boy, was having sex, right?
Yeah.
Now, what was happening before then?
Before then, okay, so
because y'all didn't just wake up, see each other, and decide to have sex.
Well, okay, so I'll give you like a quick breakdown, so I don't take up too much of your time. My dad was a foster parent, and he would take care of different foster kids, and she ended up being one of the foster kids that my dad was taking care of. And to be honest, like I'm gonna be honest, it's like it just happened. Like we were just touching each other.
So before that, you had no desire of any type of sexual experience. Nobody ever talked to you about sex. You telling me this 10-year-old girl just came in and started fucking with you?
If I could think back from 9 years old before that was my first sexual.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking was what type of, I ain't talking about did you have sex with anybody, but was sex talked about around you? Did you grow up in that environment?
I'm gonna say no, because my dad was like big on that. He's big on, he uses the term, he calls it shacking up. He don't like it. He thinks that's what he calls it.
But at 9 years old, you don't know what shacking up is at 9 years old. You're 9.
No.
Right. So I just want the story. So I'm asking you because I want the story to make sense. So the 10-year-old comes in and does what?
Okay, you like how it's popped off, basically?
No, not how. So you saying she just walked in the room and grabbed your rod? Or did she talk you into it? Did you talk her into it?
No, she didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I talked her into it. I'm gonna be honest.
So okay. So now just think about what you said. First, you said you didn't have any sexual experience before her, but now when she comes in there, you're saying you talked her into it. So now, because how old are you now?
24.
So now 9 years old, that's about 15 years ago. So now maybe you might not remember. There could be some trauma. There could be some things you went through before 9 years old. But
Yeah.
you first started off as if she was the aggressor. Now you're saying you were the aggressor. And I just want to get the
Okay,
story right.
she was the
Go ahead.
okay. I might have been the initiator, but she had sex before me because she was telling me. She told me that she had sex.
I
She
understand
has. That's why.
because that goes into another category of our children, boys and girls being molested. That's why I'm wondering if you might have been approached by a girl before the 10-year-old. That's
Mm,
why I'm asking
okay.
you. Is that
Well,
the case? Because if
I
you're not gonna, it's gonna be hard for you to convince me that you saw this girl and you just knew to have sex with her. It almost sounds like you might have been either touched by a woman, or maybe groomed, or maybe watched something or saw something that influenced you to approach this 10-year-old girl.
and as I'm gonna as far as back I can remember, um, the most I could say that ever happened to me that scared me as a kid was I was in kindergarten and this teacher aide, I wanted her to open my milk, and she told me that I had to give her a kiss on the cheek first, and
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, I don't want to, and then she was like, well, I'm gonna take you in the bathroom and pull your pants down and spank you, and
If you didn't
then
kiss
I
her,
got if I didn't kiss her on the cheek, yeah. So
that's
then I
fucking
got
crazy. Like now we get into it. And what I mean by now we get into it, because you saying that happened in kindergarten, right?
yeah, I was in kindergarten.
And did you kiss her?
Yeah, I kissed her on the cheek,
Yeah,
and she
that
opened
that's
my milk.
that's grooming. That's some sad shit. I'm pretty sure. Now we don't have to talk about this publicly, but I'm pretty sure if you call me, we would probably dig up some stuff that you may not remember. That's gonna come to your memory, and that's gonna lead to why at 9 years old you decided to have sex with a 10-year-old girl, and it's
And,
gonna be
and,
sad.
and I'm gonna just be honest, because I don't mind speaking about it publicly. I
Hmm.
would just say this too, like I just called to really be honest. Maybe this was to get off my chest. Like
Right.
I don't know. I can't. I tried to be in serious relationships. I don't. It's like I attract like girls that are what you might call whores. I just keep
Okay.
attracting them. Like
So
the
I'm gonna
ones
tell
that
you. I'm gonna tell you why you can't have a serious relationship, because your innocency was taken from you by somebody else. So
maybe I don't.
your thought process of whether it's that 10-year-old, that lady that asked you for a kiss that made you uncomfortable, your process, you like, we don't, when I'm saying we, it's all in general. That's why I'm putting myself in there too. Like, we don't realize how victimized we make children. Like, for that teacher to tell you, you got to kiss me or I'm going to pull you in the back. If you had a sense of, let me tell my daddy that what was said, or let me tell my mama that what was said, that you would see that teacher get arrested. You would see that teacher get punished. And that would let you know that your innocency matters. But instead, you got afraid. Did you tell your parents about it?
No, I actually never told anybody about it.
So this is your
I
first
just still have
this your
that
first
feeling of fear.
right. See how you say that feeling of fear? And so when you get that feeling of fear, you think survival. So in your mind, the survival is, let me kiss you on the cheek because I don't want to go in the back and get spanked. That's your form of survival. And it's not supposed to be, your innocency was never supposed to be taken. Now, let me tell you what you did that you may not know of. If you then went to that girl and did the same thing to her, that's why you can't pick a woman today, because you think like what happened to you. Like whatever happened to you as a kid is how you pick women. So you pick women that are whores because someone either tried or whored you out. And so you don't know how to actually reset your clock to pick the appropriate woman that is not a whore. You don't know how to not be a whore yourself. Like, do you keep your women when you're in a relationship with them?
To be honest, I keep falling for whores. Like I'm gonna be
No,
honest,
what
like
I'm
they tell
saying
me,
is,
oh,
but when you fall for the whore, do you stay in the relationship with them, or do you go into something that you leave them?
It usually ends up in tragedy because they're whores, and it's like I keep going through the same cycle. Like she
Right.
could tell me,
Because your
she
sexual experience was a tragedy. The
she
way that,
and it's like,
just hear me for a second. Your sexual experience, your interaction with women, because that teacher at a kindergarten, you're only about 4 or 5 years old. Your interaction has been a tragedy with women. And
now let me ask you this,
mm-hmm.
because I just had a, and it's no disrespect to my pops, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna lie, like it was a point in time where like he used to like make me go put my pants down and like lay on the floor in the room, like say if a teacher told him I was acting up, like he would tell me like, okay, go put your pants down and go lay on the floor in the room.
I don't
And
understand
then
it. Lay down naked?
well, just lay down with my pants down. I
So
didn't have
you
to
would
be
have
fully
your
naked.
drawers on?
Yeah, basically.
And
And like
in the school?
no, not in the school, like at home, like when I was about to get in trouble. Like he would be
In
like,
front of
okay,
everybody?
no. So like say if the teacher told him like, oh, he was a little disruptive in class today, when we got home,
Mm-hmm.
he would tell me like, okay, go in the room, pull your pants down and lay down on the floor, like, and then like he would come like whoop me, like I would be waiting there, like laying there, then he would come whoop me. Is that like sexual abuse?
Okay. So you're saying he beat you with your pants off?
Like
Yeah,
it's the way.
yeah, it's the way he see how you saying it's the way he did it? And the reason why you're asking, because now we're getting a pattern. So you got the teacher doing this to you. Then you got your pops who was abusing you, which you interpreted as sexual because in your mind, why do you got to take your pants off, lay on the ground, and then get beat like that? This
And then wait,
almost,
like
I'm
only
gonna
like
tell you what it's where it sounds like. It sounds a little bit like buck breaking from slavery. It sounds like that a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's a sad state for you to grow up. And so you might know this, you might can learn this now, but at the time, your mental is being utterly destroyed. It's being destroyed from the woman that's making you kiss him. Was that the only time she said you had to do that or you was gonna get a beating?
yeah, to be honest, I don't think I ever had contact with her again after that. Like,
Okay.
it's like I never
Any other type of sexual experiences before 9?
I do remember this boy, one of these foster care boys.
Mm-hmm.
Now he didn't do nothing to me, but I remember my dad. See, my thing is, because I've been thinking about this too, and that's why I did call to like, I'm like, shit, maybe I need to speak on it, because I remember my dad told me like he had like a problem with like boys, and I remember we was play fighting one time.
You said your dad told you that the boy had a problem with boys?
Yeah, like he
Okay,
had
I'm
like
with
he
you.
had a problem with touching boys, and I remember one time we was play fighting, and like I was like on the couch, and he like came and like humped me real quick. Like he gave me like a hump, and then like he like, and I was just sitting there confused. I had to be like 4 years old. I had to be like 4.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely wasn't like at first grade, but he like came and like gave me like a hump, and then like I'm like, what? I'm like, what in the world? Like,
right. And did you tell your dad that?
No, I ain't tell my dad.
Yeah, that like the mistake that your dad did was that he brought a foster kid in there that was known to touch boys. And you notice how the more we talk about it, the more stuff is coming to your memory. That's why I says if you want to have a conversation offline, we can do that. If you're comfortable talking about it now, that's fine. Because when we first had the conversation, you made it seem like it was the girl. Then when we start talking more, you said you did it. Then we talked about the teacher. Now we're talking about this boy. And the reason why these things are important, brother, is for you to see that it's so unfortunate for this to happen to you, but you were over sexualized at 4 years old. At 4 years old, you making a teacher's threaten you with an ass whooping or a kiss, and a foster kid humping you, and you don't know what that is. I'm assuming this foster kid was way older than you.
Yeah, if I was 4, he had to be like 9 or 10.
So he's old. So now, what did that say about him? Whatever's happening to him, he's now projecting that onto someone else, and then you actually projected that onto the the 10-year-old girl, and then she's doing it too. And you know the one thing that all of them have in common, it sound like they're all foster kids, and nobody cares
And
about the foster kids. You're not now. I'm assuming your father was your biological father, right? Not a foster.
no, he adopted me. My mom.
He's not your father. So y'all all are foster kids.
Yeah, I was a foster kid. Yeah, my mom, she had at 14, and he adopted me. Like he knew her because my mom, she's actually from Harlem, but like she had moved over here after she had me. How somehow ended up meeting who would be like my biological dad, and not my biological, meeting my foster dad. You know, he ended up taking me in, and I could also say another thing that I think also like I feel like I do got a chip on my shoulder because growing up in the hood, like it's like you gotta grow up fast. Like everybody's having sex. Like when I first started coming outside, the first time like I really started hanging outside, I had to be in like 4th grade, and my first few friends on the block coming up to me telling me, "Oh yeah, we got this girl. If you want, she'll show us the titties and stuff like that." You feel me? We all like
that's what they doing. Remember what I said. We control that now. So you see what they doing?
Yeah.
That's what they're teaching. But what I would say is that foster parent is a piece of shit, brother. It sounds because, and the reason why I'm saying that, he didn't offer no protection for y'all. He didn't protect you. He didn't protect that girl. He didn't protect that boy. And he allowed all these different children. Foster kids come from all different backgrounds. And so if you're going to be a good parent, you got to recognize the backgrounds that you bringing all these kids into. So to know that a boy is there that touches other boys, why would he have them around you?
Yeah.
And then now you are being over sexualized and you're being confused. At 4 years old, you as a straight, excuse me, I can't even call you straight, but you as a little kid, a man touching you is not comfortable. A man humping you is not comfortable. That's why you're like, what's going on? Did anything, so after, was that the only time that happened?
I could say it was another situation in the school too with another boy. I'm not gonna lie. Like we was like I was in kindergarten around that time too. I'm not gonna lie, I was in kindergarten, like, and I wasn't watching porn or nothing like that. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm horny every day. Like I'm really horny every day. Like I'm like, if I don't get it, then it's like, damn, I gotta touch myself. I don't be trying to, but like it's like I already knew after I had sex with that girl. I already knew, like, because we was going at it, because she lived with me for like a year, so we was like doing stuff like as much as we could, like, and I had this feeling like, God, like when she leave, I feel like I'm gonna be so thirsty after her. And it's like,
yeah, because unfortunately, brother, your life is about sex because you've been oversexed since you was 4 years old.
Yeah.
You're horny because you think that's your life. You have never gotten, you've never triumphed over your molesters. Because that teacher's a molester, that boy is a molester, and then you became a molester yourself. The only discipline that you can have is to actually try to refrain from sex. That's where well, I'll tell you what, this number that I got, that's my phone number. You can call me anytime. I'll counsel you. And then we can teach you how to resist sex and how to resist whores. You gotta forgive yourself first. Because you probably, because you say, I got this problem. And that's good that you said, I got this problem. It's unfortunate that a lot of our young brothers and sisters, and what this story represents for my people listening is that girls ain't the only ones that this happens to. A lot of times when we talk about this subject of molestation, we immediately think about girls. And girls, it does happen to girls. But what we don't think about is all the boys that it happens to as well. And this is a brother that had courage. I actually said he could talk about it offline, and he wanted to talk about it publicly, and I commend you for that. Because and let me tell you, the fact that you can talk about this publicly says that you can also resist sex. Because you're a brother that is on a live stream, 24-year-old brother with the strength to talk about this on a live stream. You got the strength to control your sexual urges?
Sometimes I just feel women though, because like
sometimes you feel what? I didn't hear what you said.
Sometimes I feel mad at women because it got to a certain point that like when I was like in middle school, high school, like I wasn't getting all the girls. Like even though now I know like I wasn't supposed to be focused on that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like I got a chip on my shoulder. Like I'm older now. I'm a handsome young dude. A lot of girls be after me. Now I feel like I want to dog them all. Now I feel like I want to dog them all and get back at them. Like, oh yeah, y'all was rejecting me in high school, even though they had nothing to do with me in high school. It's like, nah, and they still be playing too. Like when I be trying to get some, sometimes they be playing. Now it's like, all right, when I get my stuff together, watch, I'm a dog all of them. Like, watch, I'm gonna have my fun, because when it was me, it was all these lies being told in my head. Oh, they want to be with me. They want to get serious with me. Whole time they just whores. Whole time they just lying.
Yeah,
so now
but I'm gonna tell you, yeah. And so because what you're doing, because you was a victim and a predator, the way you cope with life is by being hypersexual. And a lot of our youth, a lot of men and women that you see that are hypersexual, it's because they were molested. It's because they was molested. It's because and that molestation, people think molestation is just about penetrative sex. It's not always penetrative sex. It's anything that you did against your will sexually. And because that happened to you, the reason why you love whores is because you're hypersexual, because that's how you coping with the trauma that happened to you. When really, you got to deal with the trauma. And you got to understand that trauma that happened to you doesn't have to define you. That's not your, like, what do you work now?
Yeah, I work in a hospital.
Did you graduate high school?
Yeah, I graduated high school.
Graduated high school, you working, you got your own place, or you live, where you live?
I live with my mom.
Right. And you don't predatorize young kids or anything like that, right?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I'm asking for a reason. I don't think you do.
Yeah. I'm not getting offended.
Okay, no sweat.
My thing is, I just really like girls who are gonna give it up. They're gonna be nasty. They're gonna do, like, I have all types of nasty things that I like to do, and it's just like I can't help it. Like, I feel like I can't help it. Like those, like, and I'm not gonna lie.
No, but the reason why I'm asking you these questions is something different. So you say you're not molesting kids, so the reason, I'll tell you flat out why I'm asking that question. I'm asking that question so that you can begin to see things that you overcame. You didn't become a predator yourself. You understand?
I've never touched it.
That's my point. But a lot of people that are victims do become predators themselves. You did not. And you got to know these things, because you think that you cannot stop being hypersexual. You think you cannot, because you think that's how you have to cope, because you don't realize in things that you've overcome. You don't realize how, like, I'll use myself as an example, right? I grew up being abused by my father, not sexually, but physically, right? My father would be what you call a bad parent. So what I made sure I did was, if I had kids, I didn't want to abuse them. I didn't want to beat them for no reason, punish them for no reason. I made it my business to be a good dad. And the more that I could be a good dad, it helped me overcome me and my brother's relationship. Like, I say this all the time. Like, me and my brother's relationship was messed up because of what my dad did to me. He didn't do to them, do to my brother. So I kind of took it out on my brother. You understand? So now what you're doing with the over-sexualizing is, you're doing to these women. The reason why you're fucking these women or having sex with these women and then throwing them away is because somebody did that to you and threw you away. So the way that you're coping is by doing the exact same thing to these women. And the only way you can overcome that is by not doing that. So you got to know things that you was able to do. So you didn't become a molester. You got a job. You said you work at a hospital, right?
Yeah,
you got
patient transport.
That perfect. You got a job, you got a house, you living okay. How's your living life? How's your life outside of women?
I'm in school to get my CNA license as a certified nurse assistant.
That's
and to be honest, that's but I'm be honest, the reason why I did it because I'm like, dang, there's so many girls in this hospital. Like, you know, like that's even why I even got the job in the hospital because I'm like, yo, there's so many women in the hospital. I gotta get a job in the hospital, man. Like,
So you
I
got the
couldn't help
job.
myself.
He got the job for the women. No problem. But even if you got the job for the women, right? You have at least a focus, right? To get the CNA, to do the studying. You just want to be careful that you're not becoming a hunter. That's why I said you're going to have to resist sex. You're going to have to resist masturbating. You're going to have to resist all them things. I'm assuming you're masturbating, you're watching porn or something, right?
Yep, every day.
Yeah, you're going to have, yeah,
As soon as I
you're
wake
gonna,
up,
yeah, as soon as
I
you
go
wake up, right, you're going to have to cut. You're going to have to stop that. The next time you wake up tomorrow morning, you want to watch porn, just call me first. I'll help you not watch the porn.
I bet I got
You ain't got to
got
do
you.
it. Matter of fact, the next time you think about watching porn, if it's an hour from now, 2 hours from now, I want you to text me your name. I'll help you. You
Yeah.
understand? Because you were so willing and upfront, and this is something that everybody needs to hear. Because a lot of people that are listening are going through or have experienced the same thing you're saying, but they wouldn't
Yeah.
dare to call into the show and have such an open and honest conversation about it. You
And
willing? Go ahead.
one last thing I did just want to say is like I tried to talk to like what you would call good women, Christian women. Even they're the ones that treat me like, oh nah, let me stay away from him. Like it's like something. It's like they sense something about me. Like, oh nah, but the whores, it's like they love you. They may lie to me. They may, you feel me? But they'll give it up. They'll do that. But like the ones that I did try to like settle in were like what you would call a good girl. They don't be wanting nothing to do with me. And it's not like I really even come off like too like crazy or nothing, but it's just like something about me. I don't know. It just
Well,
I
we
feel
got
like
to
I feel
get
like
through. Yeah, well, we got to get through the first part. You know, depending on the type of woman that you pick, even if you think it's a good girl, you might think it's a good girl in your eyes. You've never really been around someone to tell you what a good girl is. So even a good girl is based on what you think a good girl is. It might not be a good girl. The scriptures say a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. And unfortunately, you were made wicked. The minute that those things happen to you and you didn't get no justice, you didn't get no counsel, you haven't had time to unright that wrong that was done to you. So that's why I said I'll counsel you so we can unright the wrong that was done to you. So you can know how to pick a woman, so you can control your lust. That's really what you got to do. And it starts with forgiving yourself, understanding that it's not your fault. What happened to you is not your fault. What happened to you, you don't have to be angry at yourself. You could be angry at the person that did it to you, but that anger can't mean I got to take it out on somebody else. The anger got to mean, it got to damn near be like, okay, this happened to me, but I'm not going to let this control me. Like that can't define your life. That's your definitive moment in life.
Yeah.
And that can't define your life. You can't let that define your life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I did just feel like I probably need to, because it's something I've been like, it's been more in my head lately. Like, dang, like I low-key did just have a situation with a girl and like it was just another whore. And I was just like, yo, why do I keep running into whores like that?
Because you don't know how to pick a woman. I'll help you.
But it's like she chasing me. I'm not even looking away. She literally was hunting me down just to be another whore.
Right.
Like,
And I'm gonna tell you, because it ain't just the sex, it's the controlling you have during the sex. Since you was the victim of the situations and you had no control, now you desire that control of all. Every time you have sex with these women and can convince these women, it's you having control over them that you didn't have over yourself when it happened to you.
You are right about that, because I do feel like when I have control over them and when I got them all on my body and when they, I feel good. But when they not, and it's not like I even have the best intentions for them. So, but
no,
it's like,
you don't. And I'm gonna tell you what's heavy. After you finish having control, you know why you throw them away? Because you need to go control somebody else. Because you're not with them because you like them, because you love them. you don't even like sex. You like the
I
control.
really don't. I get tired of it.
Right.
I
You
get
like
tired of
the
the
right.
same stuff.
And I'm gonna because and this is what trauma does. Trauma makes you do things that subconsciously you think you're doing it because you love. Remember, you kept saying you love hoes. You don't really love hoes. You like the control that you can only get from a hoe. A good woman is not gonna let you control them like that. Only a whore is gonna let you control them like that, and so you seek it. And then and part of the other reason you step away from it is because she let you do it. So she ain't shit because and here's the crazy part. Because you know your intentions is not good and she fell for your not ill intentions that you knew wasn't ill intentions, that's why you then hate her for falling for your lie. It's like, how could she fall for it? Because it's all about control. If it was drugs, you would be a drug dealer. If it was drugs and drugs were the control, you'd be a drug dealer. If it was physical abuse and that was the control, it'd be physical abuse. Because of what happened to you, the sex is the control that you desire from women. So you hate sex, but you like the control. And the only way you can fulfill that control is if you have sex with this woman. So, okay, I'm going to get this feeling. That's why you said, once they on your chest, once you dominating them, the control is there. And once the control is gone, you over with.
Yeah, and I'm mad. Sometimes I get mad. Like,
yeah,
I get mad. And I just have one last question.
Okay.
Do you think, because, like, I'm not going to lie, like, I'm an aggressive person when it comes to that, like when it comes to sex, I'll be choking them, slapping them and stuff like that. Is that anger or is it just lust? Like,
that's abuse. That's abuse because of your trauma. Nah, I'm gonna tell you the reason why you're doing that, and it's demonic in this regard. You're doing that because that's what you would have done when it happened to you. That choking, like you almost like fighting them when you're doing it. You're fighting them, choking them, doing all of that stuff. And it's really also because you hate them while you're doing it. Remember, you mad that they even falling for your lie. So you're hating that they're giving you their body. So you have to have sex in a, what's that word? Sadomasochistic way. You got to have sex that way.
That is so crazy because it's like, dang, I want you to be a whore, then I'm mad that you're a whore to me.
Yeah. Because you only want them to be a whore because you need the control. And then once the woman that you're going to fall in love with is the woman that you try to whore out, and then she says no, but then speaks to you life. When she says no, but she still likes you, she says, no, I want to get to know you. I want to do these things. I want to do that. I want to do this. And she gives you something more and then takes the control away from you, but wants you to have a different type of control. That's the woman. What I mean by a different type of control is not that she don't want to be with you. She just doesn't want sex to define your relationship. And right now, you don't even want a relationship. You just think sex is how you control the relationship.
Yeah.
So these are all things that
I did recently just have a girl that came into my life. She actually was like, she didn't have sex in like a year, and I got bored. I got bored, and I just stopped talking to her. It was like she was boring. Like, you know, it was like she didn't want to come over. She didn't, like, you know, she wanted to just sit and talk on the phone and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's the one. That's the one. That one right there that just want to sit there and watch TV, watch a movie. That's the one.
Well, she stopped talking to me. I'm not gonna lie. She
probably because of something you did though.
She said that I got too much pride from one person and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should call her and apologize and say, hey, let's try this again. No sex. Let's try to build this relationship again.
That's the crazy part. We never even got to that point.
That's what I'm saying. So you should keep it that way.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking at it from like your point of view now. Like, because I was telling myself too, and I'm about to get off. I was telling myself the other day, and I was just in my head, and I was just like, I just kept telling myself like, yo, I hate women. I hate women. I hate them. It's like I really hate them. Like, but it's like, damn, like I couldn't figure out why. I mean, I'm like, but it was like I was fighting them. I'm like, no, no, I don't. I'm not one of them type of dudes. But then I'm not gonna lie.
It's not that you hate women. You hate your sexual experience.
Yeah.
And you taking it out on women. When you just got to accept that what happened to you was a long time ago. That day is over. Today is February 3rd. Damn, this month moving fast. This year moving fast. Today is February 3rd. So from what's your name again, brother?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. What's your name again?
Jason.
Deshaun?
Jason.
Jason. So today is February 3rd. So Jason, what's your last name?
Wilkins.
So today, February 3rd, Jason Wilkins has never been molested. He's never been touched. That brother is not over-sexualized. And that brother can conquer, and you can defeat any demon that is going to come and get you. First Timothy's, I think it's First Timothy. I'm going to just grab a couple scriptures real fast. It says the Lord, this scripture, let me just read it. This is 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, the Lord has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me his prisoner, but be thou partakers of the afflictions of the gospel according to the powers of the Most High, who have saved us and called us with this holy calling. So now you called into this show not knowing that we would have this whole conversation, but here it is, we having this conversation. And so you can be born again. That's the whole point of me saying nothing has ever happened to Jason Wilkinson as of February 3rd, 2025. Now, what you're going to do going forward is to do everything in your power to become a new man and be what we call born again. And it's in John the 3rd chapter, it talks about Christ said, except a man be born again. This is John 3:3. It says, Yahweh said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot inherit the kingdom of God, right? And so you are born again today. Like, this is your start day. I'm going to give you another one. This is Ephesians 4:22. It says that you put off the conversation, ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are one members of Christ. And you can do it, the same way you could call into this show and take this too. You just inspired and gave life to everybody listening to this live stream. I retitled this live stream and titled it, a caller calls in to talk about his life, talk about his life live. And you just inspired a whole bunch of brothers and sisters. I was just on Clubhouse the other day. There's a brother on Clubhouse named Mavu, right? And when we was in the room, I was counseling people in the room. And the brother Mavu said, you should do this more on your lives. And I said, I'll do it. And then here you come, and I'm able to do that for you. So, brother, just know you have a whole renewed mind state. And I have a brother specifically in my organization that specializes in this specifically. And I'll give you his number as well when we get off the phone. I want you to just text me your name so I can lock your name in there. I'm going to lock you in, and you got my number, and I'm going to send you his number. And then we're going to help you out. We're going to tighten you up.
All right.
All right?
I appreciate that.
Hey, no sweat, brother. All right.
All right. Take care.
All right, you too. Man, that was a heavy-ass call, man. That was a heavy-ass call. Shout out to that brother. Listen, and that brother... when y'all go back and listen to this story, y'all got to realize the strength that y'all can get from a story like that. He didn't have to tell that story. A lot of men wouldn't want to tell that story. You know, men got to be so hard and gangster. Men don't talk about women abuse, child abuse, sexual abuse. They don't talk about no abuse. And that brother came in here, and as he was asking the question, as we was talking, and he was saying it was a girl, as you can see, the more we dig, the more he felt comfortable too. because you got to make them feel comfortable. If you're going to counsel, and Barakatah Yahweh Shai for allowing me to be able to counsel, and I learned that from General Hyman, because he's the head of counseling in our school. You got to have that gift and hear what people are saying. Also, shout out to Lakam Allah, who does do this counseling often. He was also texting me things to say and ask, and that opened up the brother to even talk even more. So shout out to that brother. I am going to take, calls. I think for some reason I'm only able to get 2 calls at a time. So Anthony, you on the live. What's your name? What's your question or comment?
Hey, Shalom. This is Million from your live, man. First and foremost, I just want to give all praise and glory to the Most High in Christ. He definitely invoked His Spirit through you, the counselor. Now, counseling other people, always speaking against this evil that's in this earth, especially when it comes to kids and that trauma. And
definitely. And so that hypersexualizing, if we was to go to all these kids that's oversexed, you're going to find out that they was oversexed as a kid, all of them.
His story remind me of myself. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, listen, I came on here for one thing, and I'm like, man, it's like I'm getting chills. Almost dropped a tear, like, and he's strong. That brother was strong. I'm 38 years old.
Right.
I don't know if I could have had that strength at
24 years old. You know what I mean? Right, that's why I told him he's going to inspire brothers. 24-year-old kid willing to talk like that? You know what I mean? That's the Most High.
Yeah, and that's all I said, man. And I thank the Most High for putting somebody on this earth like you. That was a $500 an hour session right there. You know what I mean? And look, I know you're gonna make a clip, and that clip needs to go viral.
Definitely.
It was just powerful.
Definitely.
It was powerful, man. And just one day I do look forward to call you, General Tazaryach one of these days online and things. But all right, man. Man, that was powerful. To get to my thing, right? So I was watching your I think this was on Tony Harvey's channel. He was talking about John the Baptist.
John the Baptist what? You went out, brother. A million, you there? Oh, the call dropped. Hold on 1 second, brother. I got to call the other brother back. Hold on.
Come on, sir.
Appreciate it. Where's the other caller at? Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know why my phone tripping today. You was talking about John.
No, 2 Kings 5 and 10.
Okay. 2 Kings 5 and 10.
Okay. And it says, and Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee, and thou shalt be clean. So when I was going through studies. This is something that I have studied in the past and things like that, but it kind of brought it back up when I was listening to your conversation about John's baptism versus Yahweh Shai's baptism and things like that. So, and I think this was in the Talmud. This is a Talmud tradition. I think it's an old tradition where, how like sometimes we see when it says this will defile you, this will make you unclean. And I remember seeing somewhere, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, for them to cleanse themselves, they would have to go into a running river and cleanse themselves, similar to what you see in 2 Kings 5 and 10.
Right. And now 2 Kings 5 was about leprosy.
Right, it was about leprosy, right?
Right.
Because leprosy will make you unclean.
Unclean, right.
And then once you become clean again, there's a ritual or a practice they would do to become clean.
Right.
And I was just wondering, is this where John's baptism came from that same ritual where the Levite would tell you to go clean yourself? Because there's different ways. You have the one to wash in the hands. You have the other ones when you go into the pool. Right. And then you have other ones when you go into the river.
Yeah, so the concept of it is just our custom period of washing. So like all the different forms of washing that you're talking about, that's the concept of it. So it was a symbolic gesture for what we would do spiritually. So all of our washing laws is about a quarantine. So we was quarantining ourselves as a token so that when Christ come, we would be clean spiritually. So I wouldn't just put it here. I would put it all throughout the text. Just like circumcision is the same thing. Circumcision is a physical token of what you have to do spiritually. So the water baptism was a physical token of what we would have to do spiritually.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, because I was just making that correlation and things like that, and I was just saying, like, kind of what you're saying. Now that Yahweh Shai is here, now we get baptized through the word, and that we don't get cleansed through the water anymore.
Right.
You know, because I see a lot of times, like, Yahweh Shai, he's cleaning up the oral traditions, like you see when it comes to washing your hands and things like that coming from the market. He's cleaning that stuff up. You know, like, this
remember,
is
he cut them on that. You got to wash your hands for this.
Over the traditions of God.
Exactly. So, and the traditions of God is spiritual cleansing. The traditions of man is just physical cleansing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
All right. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, no
just
sweat, brother.
Thank
you, brother. I appreciate it.
Shalom.
All right, shalom, peace. Hey, for some reason today, it's only letting me take like 2 calls at a time. I got to see what that's about. Gary Thompson.
Relax.
Oh, my bad.
I feel like I got the whitest name in Israel. I swear.
Nah, you don't. Nah, I've heard some names on here. It's a little different, but go ahead.
See, look, my whole name is Gary Roger.
Hold on, caller. You said your whole name is Gary Rogers?
Yeah, come on. Gary Roger Thompson Jr.
That's a long name, but I don't know if it's the whitest name.
I'm still most high correct. Well, I appreciate that.
No sweat. What you got?
Hey, I was hitting you because that story. Oh, Salaki. Man, Salaki. So the video came on the back, Salaki.
Mm-hmm.
I was because the story the bro was telling that was heavy, and shout out to that brother, man, like showing up.
Yep.
But I was hitting you because I just had a conversation with a homeboy of mine in the world, and you know he was touched before by older woman, and like he the same thing. Everything that Yo was saying like is identical to my homeboy. Like he talked just like that. Like he everything as far as you got to get it out every day. And I was just talking to him earlier because he with a woman now, and he pretty much been just with her. So he was saying like, man, I'm trying to get. He working and things going good at work. He like, man, I want to get closer with God. And we always had a falling out when it came to me understanding I'm an Israelite. And because when I first got in the truth, he was dealing with a female that liked females also. So he'd be talking about wanting to do threesomes and stuff like that. And I told her, and I told her in a way that was kind of crazy. I told her, I said, God don't love you. And I was fresh in the truth. I was like, I was a trooper. And it turned them all the way off from Israelite teachings at all. So we wouldn't talk and go back and forth about scriptures no more. But he just came to me today, and he's like, I just want to get my life better with God. He's like, you know what I mean? So I want to try to stop. He said he wanted to try to stop, masturbating.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I feel like that's where I'm off at. And of course, me and my lady not married. So I told him I'm like, well, masturbation is not a sin, and you being with your woman and not being legally married, like that's not a thing. Like I explained to him, sex is marriage.
Yeah, but you don't want to tell him. You don't want to tell him that's not a sin. You want to find out what he's masturbating to. If anybody is saying,
well, we did that too.
Got you. Because if anybody's saying they want to stop something, you want to find out why they want to stop it.
Oh, kind on. All right, so yeah, but we did talk about that. We did talk about what he was doing, like what he was. So I told him, I said, won't you and your lady make a video? Won't y'all, and you can just watch that. And he was like, why would I do that? I'm like, because that's your woman. Like y'all, you can just watch that, and instead of you watching porn, you can go ahead and just watch. Watch you and her. So he was like, I don't know. He's like, but ain't that's a sin though? I'm like, I don't know, like, yo, where there's no law, there's no sin. Like, I don't think there's no scripture that says you can't do that.
Yeah, that's not
kind of sad. So then he was like, he like, man, you know what? I'm gonna call. So he called his homeboy, and I was, dude. And he like, he not really, he not fully Christian, but so he was like, he said he don't do Christmas and none of that because he says it's pagan and all that. But he was saying that, it is a sin to have sex before marriage. and he went into like Deuteronomy. He was like, I mean not Deuteronomy, he went into the Old Testament, and he was saying because in the Old Testament, you know what I mean, sex was marriage, but it's not that no more. I'm like, explain to me when did it change? So I want to know some like cold cut scriptures that I can get, that I can hit them with, to be like, to say like that nothing's changed. To say that it's no different between the Old Testament
Matthew
and the
5
New
and
Testament.
17. Matthew 5:17 through 19. That's all you need. Christ said, "Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill."
Hey, why didn't I think of that?
Romans 15 and 4. Whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning, that through patience and comfort of the scriptures we might have hope. That's all you need right there.
Good night. God, the water, son.
No sweat.
That's all I need. The water, son.
I appreciate it, bro.
All right, son. I appreciate you, son.
No sweat. Yabashim Shabakta. Next caller, Rachel. Next caller.
Yeah, that's me.
Go ahead, brother. Got a question or comment?
So, I was, all right, so I just want to just ask you, like, I was talking to you before, on the semen retention, thing, and,
on the what?
On the semen retention.
What is that again? Let me Google that shit. Let me Google it.
All right.
Yeah, you could talk about it. I'm Googling it now.
Okay. Yeah, so pretty much what you were explaining to the brother what you were saying is basically that. No sex, no porn, no
Yeah, that's not semen retention though. That's discipline. Semen retention is like the practice of intentionally avoiding ejaculation, either by abstaining from sexual activity or by stopping before ejaculation occurs. It is a practice that has been practiced for centuries in various cultures and religious traditions. The reason why he's stopping is because of the hypersexualness. It has nothing to do with semen retention.
Yeah, because I was asking you because I was going through the same thing that he was saying.
Right.
But but that was my answer was
to avoid it, right?
Semen retention.
I just wouldn't use that term. The reason why I wouldn't use that term because people think it helps you become more spiritual. It don't help you become more spiritual by doing that. But it does help you create a better discipline within yourself to where you're not giving yourself to just anybody. You're fighting. I guess technically it could be spiritual in a sense because you are fighting demons. Because like if you masturbating to porn, if you're having sex with whores, you are fighting off demons when you resist it. So it's more about self-control than anything and discipline. You understand? So
And I asked you and I think you was like you said that it would give me like testicular cancer or something. And
yeah, it can. Yeah, like when you
when I did it, I wasn't going to the point where I was like jacking off or like trying to have sex with a female and then abstaining from ejaculating. I just stopped completely. Like I'm like, man, if I gotta do all that, I'm just not gonna do nothing. But what ended up happening was to me, like I started getting real sick. You know, like my nose would start bleeding and stuff. Like
when you stop I'm listening.
Stop ejaculating.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't getting a lot of sleep because I was always up, you know. So so I just that's kind of why I wanted to ask you when I initially did ask you the question.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see what's a good time frame because I look and I'm like, okay, well maybe a month is good, maybe a
good
week
time frame of what?
Just not having sex at all.
That's up to you. That's subjective. You cannot have sex for 6 months. You cannot have sex for a year. The scriptures say some men become eunuchs for the truth's sake. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you and your discipline and the reasoning why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing it because... I'm sorry.
And as far as like the testicular cancer thing, like what do you think about?
That was okay. So when I was talking about the testicular cancer, that's more so when they try to make men not be sexually active. Like when they try to push that, when you look it up, and I got that from the generals above me. But what you're talking about, I wouldn't put in that category. What you're talking about is you need the discipline so that you don't choose the wrong woman. That's a little different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because when I did stop, I did kind of like I would be going to sleep and like I remember like my dreams being like extremely vivid and stuff, like women trying to like have sex with me in my dreams and stuff. And I'd be waking up like it's gonna be kind of graphic, but I'd be like waking up like humping my bed and shit. Like I'd be like, what the hell? Like that dream was crazy. Like it's like I'm like, damn, like man. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to just like fight them demons off,
That's how you got to do it, and you got to get counsel too. Counsel is always good because you could do it by yourself, but when you start getting counsel and we start asking them questions, like with the brother on the previous call, when you just start asking questions and start opening up that memory bank, things start coming to fruition, to memory that you ain't even think about no more. And then you start understanding what you're doing consciously is from what you forgot subconsciously. Like what the things that you forgot in your mental that you might have blocked out because it could have been a horrific, tragic event is still governing your body today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I appreciate it though, brother.
Hey, no sweat.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You take care.
You too.
All right. Hey, I appreciate y'all rocking with me today, man. I am going to make an isolated clip of the call with the brother because I think that could be extremely... Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Quan, man. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
What's going on? You got a question or comment?
Hey, man, I just want y'all understanding on tassels or fringes or ZZs, man.
What about it?
How do you understand that, man? Is that a commandment that we still supposed to keep today? Or is it...
Yeah, that's a commandment. No, that's a commandment we keep. It goes on your garment. So we don't wear the zeets, I think is what you said. We don't wear that. We look at that as Jewish. We wear the fringes, which goes in the border of a garment. So do you know where the two seams meet? That's the border. So we wear our fringes there on our garment. So we don't put them like on a t-shirt. We don't wear the seats or nothing like that. We just wear fringes at the borders of our garments. It could be like on our shirt, not our shirt, like on our sleeve. It could be on the side of our pants. That's where we put ours at.
All right, Con, do y'all do the border blue and all that?
Yeah, we do the border blue too. Yep.
Okay, but like when y'all wear y'all t-shirts, y'all don't do the fringes around them and none of that.
The bottom of the t-shirt is not a border.
Okay. So would you consider that off, or just not something y'all do?
It's just not something we do. It's not. That's not the law. On the bottom, I would say that's not the law. But if somebody does it, I mean, you could do whatever you want. But that's not what the law is talking about. The law is not talking about the bottom of a t-shirt.
Okay. Hey, shalom, Mark.
Hey, no sweat. Shalom, no sweat. All right, y'all. I am gonna make a caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Daryl Bailey.
What's up, Bob?
How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. What's up?
I called Cardazar Thursday, and before I could talk to him, he said, "I'm gonna get this guy when he's a knucklehead. He's been
Okay, but brother, before you get into it long, I was about to end the live, so I just want you to get to, if you can just get to your question.
No, I'm gonna go get to my question, but I just wanted to tell Cardazar, that I'm with you guys, and I'll get to my question.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, when you had Julian, whatever his name was,
Julian Dory.
Dory, you know what I'm saying? I was just I'm trying to ask Cardazar, why are you wrestling with that guy? Because that guy, he doesn't respect you.
for some reason. I was
Okay,
just
so what?
asking.
So okay, it's no problem. So what makes you think he doesn't respect me? Let's start there.
He seems to. I know that they don't know anything about scripture. That part I don't know, but they have a way of like when you try to explain Moses to him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They have a way of reflecting it. You know what I mean? As if they never even read the scripture, but they deflect it, and and then they try to make you look silly about what you're talking about. And I was just wondering why you would wrestle with somebody like that. And I'll just let you go.
No, I
Okay.
appreciate I appreciate that. So, the guy Julian does respect, but he has a way that he does his show. So you got to know the environment that you're walking into. It's damn near like
Okay.
if I walk it like that guy Cooley. Did you see me talking with Cooley?
Yeah. And
Okay, so
also
that white guy had better respect than Cooley did.
Right.
Cooley did more disrespect to the scriptures than the white guy did, because every time I brought out the scriptures or brought out points, he actually was shitting on black people for the purpose of white people. Why? Because he has a white woman. So now when it comes to Julian Dory, what makes those interviews great is we have to get the truth on every single platform that exists. So now, like right now, that channel, on the channel that he has, I'm at 40,000 views right now on his channel from 5 days ago. So now that's 40,000 people that would not have heard from us unless we went on their channel. So so that's the answer to the question. So I don't go on people's platforms for them to get along with me or to not get along with me. I just go on their platforms to tell the truth. And it's never about, always remember this for everybody. It's never about the person that you're having a conversation with. It's only about the listeners. So the listeners should pay attention to who was superior, who was inferior, who answered the question, who ducked the question, who was serious, who wasn't serious. And then you can make up your mind. You understand? So that's why we do those things, because for 3 hours we sat on there and everything that he brought up, I was able to refute for 3 hours.
Right. But for like a weak person, say for instance, I understand where you're coming from, because I know the Bible says don't throw pearl before the swine. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody that's not really all that tied into scriptures, you know what I'm saying? What would you say about them? You know,
you talk about the person I'm talking to or the person that's listening?
The person that's listening.
For the person that's listening, they have to learn. They have to learn by watching. They have to learn by watching and then get some discipline within themselves to say, this is why he's doing it. Because a lot of people will say, well, why are you going on a white man platform? But then here's the funny part, brother. People say the same thing about why I go on Sinetta's platform. People say the same thing why you go with Whack 100's platform. People say the same thing why you go on Jess. Somebody's always going to complain. But who don't complain is the people that get it. This truth has to go out everywhere. And that's what the people that don't understand the scriptures have to understand, that the truth has to be preached to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And the 12 tribes are everywhere. And so that's where we have to go.
Right.
All right?
Okay, I got you, brother.
All right, no sweat. I appreciate it.
All right, take care, brother.
All right,
and tell God Deserve, man, you know, you guys, man, are just the hammer of this thing. And I love both of you. Both of y'all do well.
Thank you. Love you too, brother.
All right.
All right. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Shalom, Israel.